survive, get out safe.
At Get Out Safe, we have supplies to help you survive all types of emergencies, whether at home, man-made, or any natural disaster.
We offer survival, CPR, and first aid classes, lockdown supplies for schools, the office, as well as emergency car and pet supplies, plus a whole lot more.
We can supply or customize any survival backpack to fit your family's needs. Don't wait until it's too late to prepare for the unexpected.
Brimstone and make-believe, I must have liked disease. Cotton candy, smiles, caramel surprise. Convertible on a freeway, no exercise, just a DJ. And I'm stuck inside going 95. The way she looked at me with a dirty gleam, it was like she wanted to hurt me. I seen it before, a beautiful night. I thought it could just be the white wine. Oh, here we go, it's a showdown between Geminis. Someone's going down, but it ain't gonna be me.
By the way,
Get the hell out of here. I don't want to see you. It's all about Brooklyn.
right, as it should be.
Yeah, get the heck out of here. Gosh.
All right, everybody, thanks for coming, right? This is a great store here, right? We all agree. It's definitely, we should have more of these around the city, right? I never was a public speaker, like in front of people and stuff like that. And it's going to be hard for me to do it. It took me like a long time to get used to the camera and stuff like that. But a little advice about prepping that I want to give and stuff is just more or less, it's not all about what we have, you know, in our closets and everything like that. You're supposed to have all this stuff already, right? What you see a lot now is about fear. Everybody's talking about fear. You know, the world's come to an end. This is going to come to an end. You know, it doesn't have to be fear that really makes us want to, you know, makes us prep, right? It has to be about keeping your family safe. Hey, 2 weeks without food is 2 weeks without food, right? You hear all these YouTube videos and everything else. Oh, it's going to be apocalypse happening. You know what? Most likely not. You know, what's going to really happen to us is that we're going to get caught up in this little event that's going to just firecracker into a big event because we're so unprepared, right? And you, like, what scares me? Like I watch TV and everything. What frightens me? The solar flares don't frighten me. Hurricanes don't frighten me. You know, the end of the world stuff don't frighten me. It's like the pill commercials frighten me. You know, everywhere you turn, you're looking there and you're seeing take this pill because you're feeling depressed or you're anxious and that, and you know, take Zoloft, take Xanax, take everything like this, and it has 4,000 different side effects, right? We're so accustomed of just a quick fix, right? Prepping is not a quick fix. Prepping is something that you're going to have to learn up here, right? All the stuff in the world that you have and your mental mindset is not your mind, right? If something happens to my house and I get just my shirt on my back and I got to walk out there, right? What am I going to do? I don't have my hand radio. I don't have this. I don't have my food. I don't this and that. Granted, all this stuff is going to help you, but what you really need is to get your mind going, right? We have to like get our mind out of, you know, football, American Idol, and all this stuff, and just take a little time, right, to start putting your preps to the side. Order some survival food, right? We all agree, right? We need the food, right? If you're not going to make it, you got to order it. 3 months, 6 months, right? Right? When you're prepping and you start getting 1 week worth of food and batteries and flashlights and axes and everything, the more you get, the more confidence you build up. And it just makes you realize how simple this is, right? It's not about, oh my God, I got to rush around and get everything that I can immediately. Take your time. You know, look, the world is not coming to an end. The world has been ending since the beginning of the time. You know, what happened with that planet that was supposed to hit us? You know, oh, I'm sorry, we're going to work on it next week. The Mayan calendar. Right, we get the Mayan calendar. You know, the guy's working on the calendar. This Mayan guy's working on the calendar. Somebody had to walk in and say, stop already. It's 2012, the end of the calendar. Right? But people now take this as, oh, it's a sign. We're all gonna, in 2012, we're all gonna die. The Mayans said so. Where's the Mayans today? They all ran away from that guy. You know? So, but anyway, as getting your preps going and everything like that, it's a simple equation, right? You got a store like this, right? You could buy a year worth of food. If you don't want to take your time to learn prepping, buy it. You can buy prepping, right? But then take the time to learn to use what you bought. You know, it's simple. It's like, you know, people get all bent out. They make it sound so like, I watch YouTube videos, right? And I got one guy show me 100 different ways to light a fire. I think there's one guy, he caught a firefly and he lit a fire with his ass, right? And I was like, come on, and rubbing sticks and everything. I'm like, why not just, like 10 lighters with you, you know? And I got magnesium, right? But that's being like a homestead. If you want to learn that stuff, that's fine. But if you're starting out prepping and you're just beginning, I think stay simple. Buy stuff, stay simple. It's going to get you through a bind, like survival food and everything else, right? Because there's so much to worry about. We got our kids, we got our wives, we got, you know, family and everything like that, right? And then we tend to watch a lot of YouTube videos, you know. And I got to blame myself too. Like on my videos, I'll show you how to get water, and in the next sentence, I'm talking about swirls with urinary tract infections, right? So this shows you there's a lot of nonsense, and that's what keeps people entertained, and you teach them a little at a time, right? You go to a lot of channels, and they're talking about, oh, you know, there's going to be anarchy out there. So people are going to be shooting each other in the face, and you know, you got to run for help. I don't think so. I think more or less, in a bad situation, people will come together. Now you're going to have your morons. You know, you get your morons everywhere. I bumped into a moron today. You know, you see them all over the place.
Is that me?
That was you, right? And you invited me to that idiocy, right? But as far as, you know, now you made me lose my thought.
Sorry.
Right? Where should I start?
Morons.
Because truth and honesty, I wake up every morning afraid, right? When my kids come out of the room, I see my two children there, and they're like, I'm like, holy God, I'm their father, and I got to make sure I teach them correctly and everything else. And my wife comes out, I'm just afraid of her in general, right? It's just, she's always bossing me around, but I try to keep that out of my life. I try to make it a good time. When I'm prepping with my family, and we'll go around and pick apples, and we'll preserve applesauce and berries and stuff. I make it a family thing. We're all in the kitchen together. No TV, no Xbox. It's just about family time and getting to know each other again, you know? And that's what it's all about. It's a fun thing to do. I think prepping is great. I love it. You know, it's my hobby, right? And if you take the approach of it being your hobby, you're going to feel more confident. Right? And like I said, you go on YouTube, you can find videos for everything. You got to try to filter out the stuff you're watching also, because YouTube is the same thing as the media. Everybody's against the media. The media, they're brainwashing us, they're brainwashing us, you know. I go on YouTube, it's brainwashing me too, to a sense, you know. And for some reason, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm always on some kind of Bigfoot video or something. I don't know what happens. I take this weird turn on YouTube. If somebody on a video is teaching you how to do fire starting, right? Watching the video is not going to teach you. Go out and do it. You know, learn how to do it. Learn how to grab that firefly and light the fire with his ass, right? You know, if you don't want to use a lighter, right? And then you got the whole thing about firearms and making sure you have 4 billion rounds of ammunition, because you're going to have zombies coming at you in all directions, right? Not going to happen. You know, if you need to protect yourself, a firearm is always good to have. Learn how to use it. Somebody on YouTube is not going to teach you how to use a gun, right? By watching a video, and this guy, you get a guy who's been training for 20 years, and he's going to show you how to do a tactical entry into a house. Why would I have to need that anyway? Well, whose house am I going into, right? I need that for my wife sometimes, right, when I come home. But really, if you take it, it's all common sense. Prepping is common sense. Just go with it, like step by step. And if you're new to prepping, right, you just take your time with it. Enjoy it, have fun. have your loved one on board with you, right, is always a good thing. But that's all we could do as preppers, is just try to keep it simple. Like, it's not like, you don't gotta be a rocket scientist to put food on the side, right? You got a place like this, which is incredible, right, you could go to for all your resources, you know? We should have a store like this in every borough in Brooklyn. Every state should have 5 of these stores going on, right? Then maybe people will open their mind. If there's no one, the government may not come to my house and feed my family when something goes wrong, you know? There's not going to be some kind of cheese line you could go to. We all seen that in Katrina, right? And why would you want to eat that cheese anyway, right? You talk about all the dishes, you'd be peeing out your ass after that, right? Government surplus food. You don't want that. You want to be able to stay in your house, right? And enjoy your living like you always did, you know? Learn how to live without the power for a few days, right? And don't get hung up on the bug out bags. You don't need bug out bags. You need to get home bags. You need to get to my bunker bags. You need, you know, my house in the mountain bag. Right there. You know, I did survival camping, and I can just tell you one thing about it. You're in nature and everything, and you got the birds around you. Everybody's having a good time. It sucks. Right? It's hard. Just live in the woods, it's hard. You're not doing it, right? And you're going to have to rely on living off the land. You got the best survivalists in the world that have a hard time doing it, right? So my advice to everybody, if you're thinking about prepping and you want a place to bug out to, how about the house that you already live in, right? If you don't got a piece of property somewhere or a relative's house to go to, set your house up.